This is a Planet Pulse special focus on Taurus. I'm Jeff Jower.
And I'm Rick Levine. Taurus is the second sign of the Zodiac. Taurus is the bull. The bull gets to where it's going, even if it doesn't get there first.
Well, as the second sign of the Zodiac, it's the function of Taurus to bring the new cycle that Aries, the previous sign, began down to earth.
Good point.
Taurus is known as a fixed sign. It occupies the middle of one of the four seasons of the Zodiac and may be the slowest to change. It's not only fixed, which is resistant to change, but it's also an earth sign, which is the densest element. As such, on a positive level, Taurus has to do with the richness of the earth and the sensual pleasures and experiences we get from the natural world by slowing down and being part of it.
Yeah, and this point, I think, can be made. William Blake wrote that the road of genius is a crooked road, but that of an improver is straight. And Taurus is about paving the road straight. It's about someone else, the Aries, has broken through the new ground and has pioneered and gotten to someplace new. And the Taurus comes in and says, how are we going to make this last? How are we going to build this out? How are we going to build the straight roads that are going to work? But it's not just all work related. I think you touched on this. Taurus is also, it's earth, so it's of the senses. It's a very sensual sign. It's touchy-feely, isn't it?
Absolutely. And certainly there are Tauruses who can be innovative and pioneers, but the fundamental nature of that sign is, as you said, Rick, about paving the way, bringing something that's very grounded and down to earth. And that makes a great deal of sense in the sequence of the Zodiac because Aries is like the bloody act of birth, cutting through and beginning. And that's a struggle. Taurus is the Garden of Eden. Taurus is that place of peace and relaxation that follows the initial struggle. Now, because I'm a Taurus myself, Sun in Taurus, I am authorized to describe it as a sign of fat, dumb, and happy. Now that doesn't...
Wait a minute. Are you any of those? Maybe not.
Well, 2 out of 3 at any given moment. It's just that they vary. But the point is that there's something of contentment. Taurus is not an aggressive bull. It's more of a contented cow.
Well, and often we think of a bull as a bull in a bullfight that's been poked and prodded and teased and taunted until its nose flares and its neck muscles tighten. Taurus rules the neck. And the bull in a bullfight is angry. It's a pissed off bull. But you know, Ferdinand is probably more likely to be a bull who's not bothered. And Ferdinand basically wants to lay in the field and smell the flowers and lay in the sun and doesn't even want to be bothered by the fly buzzing around. I've heard you, Jeff, say, that when things get tough, Taurus goes out and buys a good sandwich. There's that sense of, I sometimes think that with Taurus, if you take care of the senses, meaning nice music, good food, nice sheets, good towels, take care of the senses, then everything else will just take care of itself.
Yeah, and that is part of, I think, the healthy core psychology of Taurus is that everything is okay as it is, which taken to its negative extreme can be laziness or stubbornness. But a good, healthy place of knowing how to accept the good things that are in life without having to elaborate on them or sweat too hard to get them is, I think, a healthier expression of this sign.
Yeah, and I think it's also interesting that although you said earlier that Tauruses can be fat, dumb, and happy, that there has been some pretty exceptionally smart Tauruses out there. I think in a conversation the other day, you pointed out that Bertrand Russell was a Taurus. Sigmund Freud, who certainly had his stubborn bulldog side. I mean, you did not argue with the dogma that he theorized. But these guys were very smart, and yet they created something that was very real, systems of thought that were very, very real. I'm Rick Levine.
And for Taurus, I'm Jeff Jower.